Well, hello, everyone. Hello, it is Coach Brenda Kelly here, coming to you this afternoon, this evening, Eastern Standard Time in Atlanta. And I wanted to come on today and just talk to you. This is the Saturday shift. And on the Saturday shift, we just talk about whatever's on our mind. So I'm going to today just share something. We're going to talk a little bit about today, what today is, June 17th, 2023. And I'm going to talk about how to find your flow and how to thrive no matter what's going on in your life, how to find your flow and thrive in spite of whatever's going on. So, today is June 17th, and it's a special day for me, and that is because today would be my son's 42nd birthday. Now, my son passed away. It will be 3 years on July 1st. It's a couple weeks away, about 2 weeks. He passed away 2 weeks before his birthday, his 39th birthday. He passed away, and he I'm just going to talk a little bit about him as a tribute to him. And he was 39, going on 39 at the time. I think it was either 39 or 40, but I think it was 39. But he had sickle cell disease. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that and also talk about being in a flow and how to thrive. But sickle cell is just a little bit about it. For those of you that don't know, sickle cell disease is a red blood cell disease that is passed down from your parents. The same people, the same way that people get the eye color, you get your skin, the color of your skin, your hair color, it's passed down like that. And the way that you end up with sickle cell disease, there's a sickle cell trait and there's a sickle cell disease. Sickle cell trait is when two parents have the trait. The child can either have the trait, or one parent may have the trait and one may have nothing. The child can have the trait. The other way is two parents can have the trait, and the child can either have the disease or they can have the trait. And so in Tim's case, we both had the trait, and he ended up with the disease. Now, as a young child, we were checked for sickle cell, and they told me, I knew I had the trait, but my husband at the time thought they told them that he did not have the trait. He didn't have anything. So at a year old, Tim got sick, and we found out that he had pneumonia. And that's when the doctor said, let me do a test on him. And we found out he had the disease. So he was diagnosed at 1 years old. And so this sickle cell disease, it healthy red blood cells. So everybody normally has these round blood cells. In the case of a person that has sickle cell, their blood cells are sickled. The red blood cells normally are round, they're smooth, and they're easy to flow through your blood vessels. But and also the red blood cells carry oxygen to the body. But with sickle cell, um, the sickle cell begins with the hemoglobin, and that's the part of our red blood cell that carries oxygen to the different parts of your body. But people with sickle cell, like I said, the 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 blood cells are sickled, so they're like a banana shape, and they clump together. So because they're sickled, they end up clumping together, and when they clump together, they cause pain. They can cause the less oxygen to the body, which causes all kinds of tiredness. If you notice someone with sickle cell, they're usually weak, they're tired, no energy because their blood count is low. And they usually have to end up getting blood transfusions. Um, Let me see. So the organs don't get enough oxygen, and it causes anemia and it causes the tiredness. And like I said, the big thing is when those blood cells sickle, they hit together, they clump together, and they cause pain. And the pain can be anywhere. It could be in the limb, in the arms, the legs. Most of the time with my son, it was in the legs. It can be anywhere in the body. It can be in the stomach where your stomach all of a sudden starts balling up. It can be anywhere. Sickle cell affects about 100,000 people in the US, believe it or not, and 90% of those people are African American people. Um, of that population, also the Hispanic, out of the after the 90%, we have Hispanics that are affected, also South Asians, South European, and Mid Eastern are the ones that are usually affected by it. So be mindful of, I just want to let you know just to be mindful of that if you are thinking about having children, if you are getting married, just finding out for sure. Now they have different tests available that you can find out more easily what is going on, what if you have the trait or whatever. But at the time, back in the day, we did the finger stick. They just did us all of the kids. They just did a simple finger. So I'm not sure how they're doing it now. But just be mindful. If you're young and you're thinking about marriage, find out that information because if you both have the trait, there's a possibility that your child could have the disease. All of my other children, I think one of my children don't have anything, and I think the other two have trait only. So it's important that you find out. So I just wanted to share that, getting right into this time together because it's the Saturday shift, and I wanted to share that with you. So today is a day for me, and it's a day of we're celebrating my son. Uh, we're having uh, different foods that he liked. We're playing his music. We are just taking some time to spend really celebrating who he was in our lives. And I'm grateful for being his mom and having that opportunity to walk with him through life. So today I want to go on sharing with you about how to find your flow. And since we're talking about blood and sickle cell and what that does, I want to talk about how to find and how to thrive, even in the midst of situations that come up in our lives. How do you find your flow? Like, how do you get in a flow of living your life and living your life, not just merely surviving, but really thriving in your life because there's so many people that are just going through life, just going through the motions on autopilot. But I want to talk about how to really find a flow, um, being fully present in your day-to-day life, being fully present, not just doing life and just doing what you do every day, but being fully present, being involved in every detail, not ignoring the things that don't always feel good to you, but the good and the bad, being fully present. So let's talk about that a little bit. So a flow, when you think about a flow, excuse me, drink your water, make sure of that. I always have my water present with me. But I want to talk about a flow. So when you think about a flow, how something flows, how the water flows, I think as a nurse about a tube feeding. So you think about a tube feeding or something that you put in a bag to flow. If there is a clog in the tubing and IVs too, if there's a clog, if there's any little sediment or anything in a tubing, it will not flow properly. So when you think about that, sometimes I remember If I had a tube that I was hanging up, I would have to dump the whole thing out, maybe put it into another container just to see what is going on because it will not flow unless it is clear. And that's how it is in life. We can try to go on with life when things happen in our lives, when trials come, when difficulty come, when we're struggling with different things. We can try to go through it and try to push through it. But you can't really have a flow until you find out what the problem, get to the core, get to the thing that is keeping you from moving. And that is, it could be fear, it could be ignoring the pain, it could be something that was spoken over you. You have to get to the root problem in order to be free, in order for there to be a free flow in your life. Um, when you don't get to the root of the problem, it only stops your growth. It stops you from moving forward. It stops you from being all that you can be. So, you to just think about doing more things that help you through the pain, help you through the process, and really nourish your life. You have to find things that help you. You know, a lot of times when we go through pain, when we go through sorrow or different things in our lives, um, we notice ourselves speaking more negative words, and everything that we say, everything that comes out of our mouth is negative words. But you have to start to live. You have to start to laugh. You know, don't be so serious all the time. Everything is serious. Everything is, I'm right here. You have to release yourself, and if someone hurt you, if someone did something to you, if you're feeling kind of low because of a situation, in your life, you have to, sometimes you just have to laugh through it. You just have to find something that bring joy to your life. If you don't find something that brings joy to your life, you will find yourself going down. You will find yourself sinking. You will find yourself feeling that low feeling. So you have to look for things that bring about happiness and joy into your life. Give yourself time to do what it takes to really clear that obstruction. What is the obstruction that you have in your life? What is the thing that's keeping you from moving forward? So you have to really give yourself time to work through that thing, to clear that thing, because if you don't clear it, your growth is, you're not moving, you're not growing, you're not gonna improve in your life. You're gonna stay in this place. But when there is a flow, when you begin to release those things and allow those things to move out of your life, then there's a flow. The river, it flows. When the river flows easily, everything goes in one direction. You don't want resistance in your life. So, how do you find your flow? How do you find your flow? One of the first ways to find your flow is to make time for you. Make time, put away space just for you. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about, saying no. Saying no sometimes. Sometimes you just have to say no to some things. You don't want to do it, but you do it just because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or you're this people pleaser. Sometimes you just have to say no and make time for yourself. The second thing that you have to do is you have to do the mind work. Spend time with yourself, not just spending time in your head, just spending time there, but spending time and thinking about where you are. There's a scripture that I have in Isaiah 26:3, and it says, He will keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him because he trusts in you. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. So God will keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on him. You got to keep your mind stayed on him. You can't allow things and situations in your life to just overtake you. You have to do the mind work. Hey there, someone's here with me. Thank you for coming on. He will keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on Him. So you have to do the work. You have to take the time, spend time with God. That is one of the things, one of the ways that you can begin to be in a flow and thrive in your life. Number three is you have to quit the habit of hating yourself. Quit the habit of hating yourself. How do you speak to yourself? How do you speak to yourself? Do you speak kind words to yourself? Do you speak good things? Or if someone says something to you, you're ready with a negative vibe or a negative thought about what they said that was good about you. You have to love your neighbor as yourself. So that means before you go and you'll love on everybody else, you'll do for everybody else, but when it comes to you, you're the last one. No, the Bible says love your neighbor as yourself. So you have to stop, eliminate that habit of hating yourself, of talking negatively about you. Because guess what? God created you in his image and in his likeness. He created you on purpose. So you have to speak positive words over yourself. Number four is respect your needs. What are your needs? We have a need for encouragement. You know, a lot of times we try to encourage everybody else. We try to do for everyone else, and then we come last. But respect your need for encouragement. Respect your need for rest. Respect your need for exercise. Respect your need for eating healthy. Do what needs to be done to really enhance your life. So that's number one, respecting your needs. Your needs. Five, going to number five, is acknowledge your strengths. What are you strong in? What are some things that you do and you do well? What do you like about you? You know, a lot of times when you ask somebody that, what do you like about you? They have to really think about that. So, what do you like about yourself? Make a list of the things that you really like about you. You know, celebrate you. And if you just cannot find anything that you like about yourself, ask somebody else. What do you like about me? What are some good things about me, good qualities about me that you really love or you enjoy? Um, really try approaching uh, who you are. Really think about who you are and celebrating who you are at this moment. And then think on the bright side of everything. A lot of times we are so negative in our thoughts. Think on the bright side. That's how you begin to be in a flow. Thinking on the bright side. Look at the good in everything. Start looking at things instead of being negative. Look at the positive things. Uh, if everything went well, ask yourself if everything went well for you, how would it look? If everything went well for me, instead of thinking about, oh, this is going to happen, oh, I've had nothing but bad luck. No, if everything went well with me, how would that look? Think about that. And then there's a scripture in Mark 9 and 23 where Jesus said, if you can believe, all things are possible for the one who believes. If you can believe, that's all he asked you to do. Just believe that all things are possible, no matter what it looks like, no matter how you feel. God said all things are possible. Mark 9 and 23, if you believe. So I wanted to just come on today and just talk to you a little bit about how to be in a flow, how to thrive. You don't want to just go through life and barely making, I'm struggling, but I'm here. No, how to be in a flow so that you are thriving in your life. All you have to do is believe all things are possible and you will be in a flow and you will thrive. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. I hope I didn't kind of bring things down talking about my son, but I just wanted to share a little bit of his story and dedicate this to him and to those who don't know about sickle cell, just to tell you a little bit about what it's all about. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.